Cain and his brother Abel had a great year at work. Cain was happy with his profits, and he has every reason to be. After all, he worked hard for his money. He decided to celebrate Thanksgiving with God, so he picked up this and that, here and there. Over to you, God. Checked the box and was done with it. Abel, on the other hand, felt different about the whole thing. His heart was spilling with gratitude because he recognized that we have nothing except what God gives to us. He understood that hard work does not entitle us to what we earn, because there are so many people out there who work so hard and bring home so little. He saw more than his hard work and smart moves in the final result of his profit. So he concluded, it must be the God factor in that whole equation. Consequently, he decided that God was deserving of the best of his produce. While Cain was busy throwing things here and there, thinking he was doing God a favor, Abel shows up with the assembly of his very best to return the favor he felt God must have tendered toward him. His gifts to God were so good and so orderly that Cain's face fell. Cain could see that his gifts fell short in comparison to Abel's, and he was upset. Get your journal, let's take care of some business. How would you respond if you noticed someone was given differently from you? If the quality of their gifts and their manner of giving is so different from yours, what would your reaction be? Would your reaction be against yourself for not measuring up, against your gift that falls short, against them for doing better, or against their gift for beating yours? Would you admire them for their generosity, feel challenged to improve, or get mad because they were doing something you are not willing to do? Because you could change and give or outdo them if you really wanted to. Cain could do so much more if he wanted to. Unfortunately, he chose to be mad instead with his brother and his gift. He was enraged. How dare you? He was not a happy camper that day for something he could have changed but did not want to. Cain was upset with Abel for being generous with his own stuff. Come on, man, let him do whatever he likes with his stuff. You go do what you like with yours. But no, Cain had anger issues he was not ready to deal with, so he blamed Abel for his bad temper. Do you pause to look inward and make adjustments whenever your temper flares? Or do you blame it on others? If they didn't do it, I wouldn't be feeling this way. Can you please note that in your journal? That is something to work on. We have to take responsibility for our emotions as well as our actions. We can't put the blame for our wrong on the actions or reactions of others. If that is happening to you, maybe you may consider getting help so you can deal with it before it does you in like it did Cain. God tried to step in and help Cain, but he wouldn't listen. God tried to get him to understand that he is responsible for his actions, that he could change the actions if he wasn't happy about the results. But no, it was all Abel's fault, and Cain would listen to nothing on the contrary, even if it was coming from God. I once worked with a man who had a volcanic temper. I reported directly to him. For years, I cringed as I watched him blow up and burn people to ashes at the slightest provocation. He held me in very high regard and was very respectful despite his rash ways. I did not realize, though, the impact of working closely with him until I lost it one day on a worker who had discriminated against another worker. I was shocked. I went home that day and broke down before God in repentance. All the way home, this scripture was ringing in my heart. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man do not go, lest you learn his ways and set a snare for your soul. Proverbs 22:24 and 25. I remember how my mom would always say, you cannot right a wrong with another wrong. I could only blame myself for that reckless temper. Not the man I may have picked it up from, nor the staff who discriminated against another staff, and not the job that put me in position to express the temper that had probably been building and hiding behind. I made a decision that day to guard my heart and watch my temper going forward. I also acknowledged that working so close to that man was not healthy for me, and I asked God to make a way out for me. Whenever I see a raging temper, I remember that man, and I remember the day I played the role I had abhorred for years. I recognized the way out that God made for me and took it, even though it wasn't an easy way out. Ever since, I keep a guard over my heart and emotions, and I am very careful of the company I keep, because bad company can corrupt good manners. How many times do we get angry about the results when we are not ready to work on ourselves to change the actions that bring about those results? How many of us keep doing the same thing and expecting things to get better? Then we get angry and blame everyone else for changes we are not willing to make for the results we are hoping to see. Does that sound ridiculous to your ears right now? Because that is what we do a lot of times. God even tried to warn Cain about the dangers of uncontrolled temper. Be careful, Cain, he said. This temper will undo you if you don't undo it. But nope. Cain was past listening. The idea was forming already in his mind. He was going to deal with Abel once and for all to get rid of the competition and that unpleasant feeling. So Cain killed Abel, his brother, so he could feel okay with himself and whatever he did. Unfortunately, that did not make Cain a better person. Neither is that history about to change for any of us. We can't feel good by destroying others and their work. Even if you get a kick out of that, it is so temporary and quickly overtaken by the sour taste of bad decisions. Do you have anger problems? Do you blame others for the way you feel and the things you decided to do? Do you know that even after you get rid of that person you consider the worst right now, there will be others who will do better than you? Others who are coming, whose words and actions would leave you looking less in your own eyes and feeling bad with yourself or with them. What are you going to do? Get rid of everyone around you so no one ever makes you feel less or bad? Let the lesson of Cain encourage you to get the help you need to deal with whatever issues that are sabotaging your life and your faith. Notice that God couldn't help Cain because he was not willing to accept the help God was offering. There are some things we just can't overcome on our own. So we need external help from God, from those around, or from the experts. May we be willing to reach for the help we need. May we be accepting, not shunning and rejecting what we truly need to get past where we are stuck. And may God help us to make the most of the help we are able to find. Check out the links and the scriptures below for additional help. Feel free to share your thoughts and answers in the comments. Be inspired. You are a star, and it's your time to shine. Don't forget to subscribe and share this with family and friends. Jump in and join me in the next video on this series of New Beginning as we ponder the question, can we help the next generation